It's good to see you guys.
In person.
Yeah.
Last time I saw you, you were being introduced as the next head coach.
Yeah.
A little different.
Yeah. Well, so today was great. I thought there's good energy today. I thought the execution was good. I think both sides of the ball are keeping it relatively simple, so the focus is on fundamentals and technique. Allows our confidence to grow on both sides when it's that way, because you'll have good execution. And so I thought that was good. I think it's been a great winter. The staff I felt, is really gelled. I think the connection between coaches and players, I feel, is strong, and it seems it's been intentional. It's been the least amount of football that I've done in winter in my career, and I think a lot of our coaches too. And so we were around our players as much as we could. And I'm thankful for everyone at Baylor for allowing that to happen. And so whether it's weightlifting sessions or it's walking them to class, or it's spending time with them, talking about academics, or it's having an occasional meal. And so I think in order to build a trust and a shared commitment, there is a lot of effort put into it. And so it's nice to be able to see that kind of come to fruition here.
With Coach Grimes coming in, how much will you guys roll out the new offense, and how much will the offense change?
Yeah, so it is changed. Yeah, I think there's got more pro style elements to it. I think I know we're going to be a wide zone team, which I think in the Big 12 makes a lot of sense. I think you look at some of the more efficient teams in our league, they run the wide zone. And I think, when I look at Big 12 defenses, I see stunts and twists and games and pressures. And so when you run the wide zone, you really pick all of it up, and your calls are limited, and you can run off the ball and drive people sideways. And I think there's some of that today. But I think it'll all come from that play, the play action pass, the max protection shots, and then the misdirection fly sweeps and misdirection counter runs. And so it is a different offense.
Did you have many preparations for spring ball in place last year, when everything kind of went to the wayside? And I guess even if you did you kind of revisit that preparing for this spring practice?
We had a full schedule, and we had practices lined up. And when we broke, I remember going home. I remember meeting with Mac Rhodes and saying, "Hey, this is where it's at. You guys need to go home." And I remember thinking, at the time, this would be a week or so, and we're back. And so we had the first week scripted out. We had all of spring ball calendared out. Now, it's different then. I think we were going in the morning on certain days and the afternoon on others. And we pushed back as long as we could to go spring ball so we could spend more time on just development.
Dave, because of where you were a year ago, was it just a different level of excitement, being out here first day, actually, doing football?
You count your blessings. You do. I think I imagine at times there's things to take for granted, and so when things are taken away from you, you don't have the ability to do things. You sure savor it, and I think the ability to spend time with your players outside of weightlifting, outside of athletic endeavors, and really focus in on them as people, and really build that relationship, and then take that to football. That's the really way it's supposed to be done, and we're trying to stay as true to that as we can now that we have the opportunity.
How is Squirrel coming along with his rehab and stuff?
Good. Yeah, he's still, it's slow, but it's steady, and I think, he's got a great attitude. And so I was in the offensive team meeting today after our team meeting, and, Coach Grimes does a great job of really making a point of this is our identity. This is our kind of our mantra. This is what we stand for. And he quizzes guys, and it happened to be Squirrel today, and Squirrel knocked it out, man. Knocked it out. Just I had never seen him, sit up as straight and talk as loud as he did. And I think there's a great there is a great belief and a great trust right now developing on that side of the ball, and I think Squirrel, as much as anyone, is right in the middle of it.
What's kind of his timeline? Like, how do you work him this spring with the injury and all of that?
Yeah, so we do with him what we can. So a lot of it, like we have a walkthrough room that we'll utilize, and then in any of the walkthroughs we have here, it's going to be pass protection, it's going to be play action pass protections on identification and things that are not really jeopardizing his health or getting him to move more than what he should.
The single-digit numbers, obviously, it's back again this year. Jalen being number 8. I asked him about kind of what that means to some of the newcomers. Just what have you seen maybe as far as the standard of what it means for a single-digit number to maybe some of the newcomers?
Yeah, the leadership of those guys, and I think their accountability for just their actions and their behavior, I think, is very strong. And so, and it's noticeable. I think the young incoming guys can see it, but I think just as important as that is that we as full-time coaches, we recognize it, and so we see them, the single-digit guys, going out of their way to build connection, to model what class it looks like, what integrity looks like, and I don't think any of it's perfect, but they're certainly trying, and I appreciate that.
Dave, as much as your preference might be to have a guy entrenched at quarterback, is there almost an excitement about how wide open this is, that this is just,
It's pretty intense. You could feel it today. You could feel it, and I think that all those guys are competitors, and every single one of them brings a different skill set, and so it makes it really unique that way. Both Coach Grimes and Coach Bell and I have had a fair amount of conversation about this, and we're excited for the opportunity. And I know they're attacking it just based upon today. Well, even prior, just the time spent on their own studying, the time spent on their own coming in asking questions, learning defense, asking defensive questions. They're all in, and so it's going to get good.
We're in the heart of March Madness. What's that like seeing Coach Drew and Mulkey out there right now, and just kind of that Baylor pride? What's up?
Oh, it's awesome. I'm proud. I'm proud to be at Baylor, and I think that's the blueprint. That's what it's supposed to look like. When you look at the connection on their teams, and you look at the fight on their teams, and you look at what's happening on the court, but then you look at the class and integrity that's off the court, and you look at the coaches that are modeling that, that's what it's supposed to be. And so it inspires me.
You brought in Big Valoria this offseason. What kind of gains, you talked about the offseason and how good it was, what kind of gains have you seen from that side of things?
It's been very strong. I think an example would be, all across the board. I think our strength gains, there's in most cases 100 pounds, or I look at Micah Makuza. Micah had a squat, I think, of 360, I want to say, in January, and he squatted 585 a week ago. And so he's an extreme example. But I think there's examples like that, and I think when guys are pushed in the weight room and they're pushed with a connection and a shared commitment and a brotherhood, I think what's built then is a confidence, right? And we can then get with that confidence get to an edge, or get to an aura of dominance, and so that's our path, It starts in that room, and it starts with Vic and his crew, and they're a motley crew. I love them, man. They've done a great job. Yeah.
Dave, for
Last one.
in spring football, what do you feel like is the biggest focus? Is it establishing scheme, weight room? What would you say is the biggest thing you hope to get out of this spring?
No, I appreciate that. And so we gave three goals for spring. So number one was own the standard, right? The hardest thing about having a standard is that you are the standard. So for us, that'd be class, right? It's okay to be polite. It's okay to have good manners. Going back to some of the basketball question that you talked about, it's okay to be humble. Actions speak louder than words. Like what that looks like, right? We talk about integrity, right? If we're going to have really high standards, man, it's hard every day to live up to those standards and all the choices that you could make, right? Here's the choices that you have to make, and holding yourself accountable to that and holding others accountable to that. On the field, we talk about energy, edge, execution, and so those standards, like owning them. When we talk about those standards, right, we don't have to look at a wall. Look at me, right? That'd be number one. Number two would be develop dominance, and so competitive spirit, relentlessness, toughness, physical play. I don't know. We watched, a lot of the team watched Amanda Nunez. We talked about this. Who did she fight a couple weeks ago? I can't remember the name of the girl.
Too, but she's done.
Megan. I think her name was Megan, and Megan Anderson. And I think that thing was. It seemed like it was over before it started, And so there's just an aura of dominance with Amanda. And so, what does dominance look like, right? How does competitive spirit and relentlessness every day, right? How does that drive that dominance? And the last thing we said was don't flinch. And so whether it's COVID, whether it's failure, right, bad practice, whether it's a good practice, success, whether it's grades, whether it's stuff off the field, right, knowing that adversity is going to come, and let's lean into it, man. Let's use that to be a better person. And so I think those things, football can help us with those. Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all.
This first day being back out there, was there a lot of energy?
Yeah, I felt like there was great energy. It was fun. Everybody's having a good time. We're talking mess to each other, having fun out there. It's great to be back out there.
How is this offense? What's the biggest difference maybe between what y'all are doing now and what you were doing before?
We're a wide zone team now. Wide zone. Last offense we ran a little bit of everything. We're a wide zone team. Everything's off, So.
Is there a little bit of a learning curve, and particularly with, there's a lot of new staff and all that, but is there a little bit of a learning curve there? Or?
Yeah, this offense, it's new for all of us, With the previous offenses we ran, we really didn't run much wide zone, so now we got to learn the angles and techniques and calls and all that stuff. But I feel like it's coming along well.
What's it like today is a normal day for us media people being here in person. Obviously, it's kind of a little bit step forward for normalcy. What's that like, just having a little bit more normal?
It's great. It's weird, just not having, practice empty, just us. And it's nice being, back to, where it was when I first got here. Cameras everywhere, all that stuff. So it feels great to be back to normal now.
What is Coach Grimes like? What's his personality?
He's awesome. He's funny. He coaches us hard, but, that's to come. Great dude. Freaking love him to death. He's awesome. I'm fired up.
How about Coach Mateus? What's your relationship like with him, and what have you seen from him that he's kind of brought to the offense?
Man, he cares about us. He freaking cares about us. He coaches us hard. He pushes us every day. He's going to squeeze every ounce of talent out of us every day. He's going to push us to be the best offense line we can. And it's really exciting to have that, He's really trying to push us to be the best we can be.
When's the last time you were this excited to get to practice?
Man, I haven't had a spring ball in a while, but it's great to be back. It's been, 3-4 months since we've been off. I don't know the exact date, but I freaking love football. Everybody loves this. It's a great time out here.
What do you feel like you were able to accomplish this winter and during the off season, and just relationship-wise, stuff like that?
We built our team up, the weight room, just having a blast in there, competing with each other, seeing each other every day. In the weight room, fourth quarter drills, all the stuff we did out here, just being with each other on the weekends, hanging, whatever. Just really starting to build a strong team.
Connor, how do you see the competition in the offensive line? Enough guys there to really have competition, kind of thing?
It's great. Pretty much the whole line's playing everything. Everybody's playing everything. So there's no like set spots. There's no real depth chart. You could be playing right guard one day, left tackle next day. Coach is throwing everybody everywhere. So
You snapping any? Or?
we'll see. Who knows? Who knows?
What kind of a change have you seen with Vic Valoria, what he does with strength and conditioning? How has that been going for you guys?
Man, it's been great. We crushed it this offseason. We killing weights in there. Just throwing up, everybody just crushed their maxes and bench, power clean, squat. Everybody got stronger, so that's great.
Why do you think that is? Is it just his method, or how do you explain that?
He simplified it for us. He was just like, lift the weight. We did it. Everybody got stronger. We attacked it. It was really fun in there. Like the whole team just had a blast, and everybody looked forward to like working out and running and all that stuff. So I feel like that helped.
Y'all got a new addition on the offensive line, Grant Miller, who transferred in. What have you seen from him, and what do you think he's going to bring to the table?
He's smart. He's a smart football player. He knows his stuff. Obviously, he captain at Vanderbilt, played however his 3-4 years there. He started the whole time, whatever. Knows his football. Great dude. He's awesome. I'm excited for him here.
Jalen, just to be back out there again and, getting it going, I mean, how good did that feel?
It was fun. It was good to get out there with my teammates. I thought we had, good energy today, and it was a good first practice.
Talk about what this is like. I mean, obviously, this is the first time for us media members we can be in person. So, what's it like, a little sense of normalcy back again?
Yeah, it is. It feels normal again. I mean, it's good to see you guys out here. It makes it real for us again. Like, it's been a while since y'all been able to come to practices. And, we see you guys out there, so it's fun to have y'all out here with us.
Jalen, what was the energy like just from the defense, offense? What was it like this first day?
The word I would probably use pump. Like, everybody was on 10, everybody was alert, and it was fun. Like, we're clapping on the sideline. Sideline has a lot of energy, so it was a good practice. And I think, we need to feed off that energy and use it to our benefit.
Can you compare, like, going to practice today versus in the fall when you guys were starting practices, not having that spring? Like, how much of a difference was there in just attacking and getting right to work?
Yeah, I think, as a team, we take spring, as to our advantage, and we're trying to use it as a tool to help us go into the fall. Last year, like you said, we didn't have that, so we just trying to all get better at one thing, and hopefully the whole team, just rise from that.
You guys had a good season defensively. What do you feel like is sort of the next progression, the next step y'all need to take?
I would say just knowing our job better. Like, we all can get better at something, but I think if we know our job, then it allows us to help our other teammates. And along with that, just running to the ball. Every time we run to the ball, we're gonna make plays.
Missing spring ball last year with your first coach, first year with that coach, how long was it before you were able to get your entire system set?
It took a little while, but I think everybody's starting to, gradually, grasp the defense and offense. I see guys confident in talking, and it's real fun out there to see that. Our team is, growing, and it's good to see.
Jalen, there's obviously some changes with the staff and strength and conditioning. How was the offseason? Like, how productive was the offseason for you guys?
The offseason, it was different, but it was definitely fun. With Coach Vic and his staff, they do a great job at, bringing the energy. And I feel like I've got a lot stronger, as well as my teammates. We're seeing those gains in the weight room.
I don't think it was, man.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
I was going to do it while he was still here. What's your thoughts on Terrell Bernard?
Oh, man, he is savage. He is the standard. He going to do everything he can on and off the field to make the team better. And, he's a good guy.
Hey, among the newcomers, who's somebody we should keep an eye on, particularly defense?
I would say Aranda. We call him Snacks, but he's playing star with me, so I get to watch him every day, and it's good, to see him in our meetings, just writing notes and growing as a person. Like, Coach Aranda is all about person over player, and I'm seeing him, make those big strides. So he gonna be a big role in our success this fall.
Why is he Snacks?
I never asked him that, honestly.
I think that
but-
was his Twitter name before he.
Yeah, I think before he came here, but I definitely need to ask him why his nickname is Snacks. It's probably because he, likes to eat snacks or something. I don't know.
You were number 8, obviously, so the single digits once again this year. Just kind of maybe talk about, for the new guys on this team, relaying that message, single digit number guys, and what it means.
It's an honor to be a single digit, and I think the new guys that come in see that. It's only 9 of us, and we try to go out every day and be the standard and show these guys how to lead and how to practice, because it all starts with practice. So I would just say just doing everything to the best of my ability, and then watching me, that makes them want to also become a single digit and one day get to that to that level.
Jalen, a year later, are you guys a lot more comfortable with Coach Aranda too? I mean, he's a guy that's been here 14 months or whatever now.
Yes, sir. We definitely are. We're getting to talk to him in the off season. We're getting to know him a lot better. So it's been great to talk to him as much as we can, and he's definitely a great coach, and we're growing with him.
Thanks, Jalen.
Thanks, Jalen.
Thank y'all. You have a good day.